My name is Aaron Bushnell. I am an active duty member of the U.S. Air Force, and I will no longer be complicit in genocide.
I can't tell you how heartbreaking this whole thing is. And what I'm not going to allow happen are them to sort of, and actually Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate covered this very well today on the Gray Zone. I highly recommend the Gray Zone. But talking about how not only is how, of course, obviously the media is going to downplay this, but the way that the headline was, man said, like, it was just sort of like this basic thing without addressing the root cause of what, yes, free Palestine. And so without addressing why he did it, they just made it be like this, just sort of,
Every
some
headline,
man caught fire.
New York Times, Washington Post, I think the Free Beacon, they all had the same headline.
Well, and it was like something like he passively caught fire.
Yeah, passively caught.
Well, I mean, how is it written?
On fire. But why?
They don't say why. Now, you know, this is one of those things that honestly, I'm so torn on the whole thing. I can't quite, it's going to take me a while to sort of parse this out, but like in my own head, how I feel about this. But I do know that when I think back to when this has been done before, and it's not something that we've seen in this country often, but I do know that there is a tradition of this in Asia. I've seen this happen in different, historically, I'm not going to, I don't know which part of Asia. I'm not going to say China because I don't know if it was China, but somewhere where it might have been Myanmar. I don't know, but this is not common here. So it is very, it's shocking. And it's very upsetting. The whole thing is upsetting.
Well, you can give credit where credit is due. At least the Daily Beast was willing to put the headline what it needed to be. A U.S. airman dies after setting himself on fire in Gaza protest, which is what it is.
People in his uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But and the thing that I really liked about, you know, and if you guys don't, you know, Matt Ho did a good post on this, but apparently somewhere out there is a still photo of it. But one of the police officers was actually standing over him with his firearm drawn, like aiming it at this man lying on the floor engulfed in flames. And Matt Ho made a very good point of saying, you know, basically looking at a picture of that with the firearm over the guy in flames and saying, I cannot think of anything more American than law enforcement standing there holding his gun over the guy. Like, I mean, it's just so unbelievable.
I have been past this embassy several times, know exactly where this is in the city. Aaron Bushnell, a 25-year-old based in San Antonio, walked up to the embassy building on Sunday afternoon in combat uniform, carrying a flask of inflammable liquid and a selfie stick with which he live streamed his actions. My name is Aaron Bushnell. I'm an active duty member of the United States Air Force, and I will no longer be complicit in genocide. I'm about to engage in an extreme act of protest. But compared to what people have been experiencing in Palestine, not Israel, Palestine, at the hands of their colonizers, is not extreme at all. This is what our ruling class has decided will be normal.
That's the key sentence to me. And that is very important because I've said this all along, that the level of violence is dictated by the oppressor. The level of violence in any civilization is dictated by the oppressor. And so that's the same concept. It's like, this is now what we've been pushed to do. And this is now what is going to be just normal because clearly nothing is working here. So he, you know, it's just the whole thing. It's just.
After dousing himself in the liquid, he at first struggled to set a light to himself, screaming "Free Palestine" as he was engulfed in flames. Police took at least a minute to extinguish the flames before Bushnell was rushed to the hospital. A police spokesman confirmed his death.
But yet, if you guys see the video footage, even where it's blurred out, but you could see what the cops are doing with him, it's like the guy's standing holding a gun over him while he's on fire. I honestly, it's very telling. It's very upsetting.
It's the most painful way to go.
I'm so sad. And the thing, the sacrifice of that, like on the one hand, I look at that and I'm like, this is why I'm so torn on this yet, because I really have to process. But like on the one hand, I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, like what a sacrifice. Like this is someone that truly was willing to just sacrifice everything. And yeah, I know the term self-immolate, self-immolate, I don't know. But, you know, like, so, but then on the other hand, I think there has to also be some component to this where this person isn't necessarily being fully mentally healthy at this time. Right. And I'm not going to say, oh, it's mental illness or, oh, I'm not labeling it or whatever. But on the one hand, it makes me feel like, OK, that's brave. But on the other hand, I think that's.
How much of a cold-blooded killer do you think that you can be?
Well, and here, for all I know, that guy killed people and has to live with that, or participated in this in some way that is just not something he can live with. And that feeling, to some extent, I understand that, where you were on the wrong side for a long time and then realize the error of your ways. Like, I get that. That's how I feel about Israel. But the level of extreme, to me, it's like there's got to be some sort of component of something that's just not quite right.
They want this to be swept under the rug as quickly as possible. This was a person who served their country, put their life on the line, and decided that the ultimate sacrifice was necessary. Is it because they saw too many dead babies with their heads split wide open and blood everywhere?
I see it every day. I can't even.
And you
now they're just starving.
And you weak motherfuckers out there that cry your stupid crocodile tears. I do not have any patience for the pussification of this society. The people that are attached to their phones and their laptops and their reality TV stories that they watch all day, every day, and muse about what's going on in the world and think they know what's best, and they don't know jack shit. There are tens of thousands of innocent children that are dead, and there will be tens of thousands more that will follow soon after.
They're starving.
And just remember what will result over time from this act. Could it be another 9/11? Maybe.
Well, that's the idea, the strategic component of this, where we've had military people on that will say up and down and sideways that Israel is a strategic liability for us in terms of security. There is no additional security from that. That's a misnomer. Jews are certainly not safer.
No.
So Israel, from a military strategic standpoint, is not a benefit to us.
And seriously, Michael Rappaport is asking for a fight. Like, he's asking to get his ass kicked. That guy wants so much fucking trouble, and he stands on a balcony doing a selfie video from Tel Aviv.
Because these people singing these stupid songs. He just looks like such an idiot. He's such an idiot.
It's because of people like him that anti-Semitism goes up to an 11.
Please don't affiliate him with us. He's so fucking ignorant. I'm so sad all the time now about this. Like, I can't even. And yeah, I know. I wake up every day and I look at pictures of things because I feel like it's my job to bear witness. And it's like the least I can do is sit in my discomfort with this and it is so uncomfortable.
But this is also the thing about Bushnell that makes his story so unique, as I've often said. The people who are loudest for war, people like Lindsey Graham, for example, they're the biggest cowards walking the planet. They would cry and scream bloody murder from a hangnail. This guy set himself on fire.
Screaming free Palestine.
He didn't even take out he didn't even draw his Glock from his holster and blow his brains out and not even feel it. No, he decided, I am going to take on the ultimate pain for several minutes. And I may die from inhaling carbon monoxide before my entire body is consumed in 3rd and 4th degree burns, that I literally succumb to my injuries because I am going to be through some form of shock. And that's just going to shut my body down.
I'm not gonna like allow that though, Steve. Like, yeah, you're right. They're going to dismiss this as like some outlier, crazy person. They'll come up with all sorts of background on this guy that I may or may not believe. He this, he that. But here's the thing: is that if they come out and say that he's crazy, then you have to question, well, what the hell was he doing on active duty? So how crazy are they going to make him out to be? Because again, this is not a veteran. This is somebody who's active duty. So if he's really that out there, then maybe that is on them. So I don't know. Maybe they won't. I don't know. The whole thing, I can't.
And let's not forget that the overwhelming majority of the people that are in favor of what is going on or that support this massacre These are people that would never lift a finger to defend this nation.
They're also psychotic. I'm
And they're
sorry.
also-
This
and they're
is psychotic.
And they are all driven by money.
I don't know how anybody, and I'm still so fascinated that they keep trying to gaslight us when we're watching it. It's amazing. It's just, and they're losing that war.
They are.
They're losing the
In the long
information.
run, you can't win.
Oh, when you start seeing stuff on CNN, which I've been seeing, CNN has been cut. It's over. Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.